So my copy of Jedi Survivor got shipped to me early yesterday, and I streamed it yesterday, and the first area had some serious performance issues. The game was constantly chugging, and I don't even think ever really hit 60 FPS in the first area. And there was also screen tearing. This was on performance mode, okay? So it was pretty rough. And then we got to the second area in the stream, and things kind of looked up from there. It was less densely populated, so it ran pretty well, okay? So I was actually really hopeful. And then I saw how open this area gets, and I kind of got excited because so far, I'm actually really enjoying the game. So firstly, the combat is improved. It just feels a lot meatier, especially the double-ended lightsaber. There's new stances which make a massive difference. And then the new skill trees are just way more in-depth than the first games because the first game had awful skill trees. So I was actually really excited to jump back into this game today. So this morning, I woke up and I couldn't wait to play more Jedi Survivor. And what I got was pretty shocking. If you're interested in getting this game, I would highly, highly recommend you don't right now because it just doesn't run well on the PlayStation 5. And I'm going to show you. So here we are in the game on the second planet when it opens up. And the first thing you'll notice is that the game looks gorgeous. It really does. And throughout the reviews, I heard the PC version is pretty rough. So if you're on PC, I would just avoid this game at all costs. So I am on PS5, okay? And I got to this area and I was like, whoa, this game looks good. And then the frame rate dips start to happen. So I'm just going to run around. As you can see, this is very open. This is a wide open area, way bigger than anything that was in the first game. And the first game had plenty of performance issues. So I first noticed it when I dropped down here. So as you can see, this game is just constantly chugging. Just constantly. And it only gets worse as you go through the area. So I just want to kill these guys first. So I first noticed it when I came down here, when there was enemies and the waterfall. And as you can see, the game just isn't. It's not 60 FPS. I'm on performance mode, and it doesn't claim. It says that if I click into here on the options, if I go into visuals, limits resolution to 1440p for increased frame rate. So it doesn't say it's going to hold 60. So they never made that claim, but obviously that's what we're all expecting from a performance mode. And when I first heard that this game was a PS5 exclusive, or well, a current gen exclusive, I got pretty excited because I was like, okay, well, they don't have to cater to a PlayStation 4, like a 2014 console anymore. So, you know, they might be able to work it out and make it good. But here, this is where the performance got so bad. So I came to here, and there was these enemies, and as you can see, this is just, it's honestly atrocious. I mean, I've since listened to some reviews, and people mention the performance, but the scores that this game is getting, like, look at this. This is supposed to be on performance mode. And the scores that this game was getting is not, it just shouldn't get these scores when the performance is this bad. So last year I reviewed Elden Ring for GameXplain, and I gave that game a loved. I didn't give it the highest score, mind-blowing, because of the performance. But Elden Ring, the performance on Elden Ring at launch was nowhere near as bad as this, okay? And as you can see, it just keeps getting worse. And down here is when it got the worst. So as I looked around here, this just isn't 60 FPS. I know I'm just harping on that this isn't 60 FPS. But what I want to show you here is that the performance is pretty rough, okay? On performance mode. Once we take off performance mode, firstly, it feels like it's running through mud, but obviously it's 30 FPS. It's, you know, there's going to be a big difference. But here you can see that this game is running roughly the same performance as performance mode, and I am on fidelity mode. It's slightly worse, but not much difference, which is like just absolutely ridiculous. So I'm just going to push these off this mountain because these guys can be actually pretty tough. But like, so here we go, performance mode or fidelity mode. I think this is obviously personal preference, but I just think 30 FPS is, I don't know, borderline unplayable. But the performance mode is like that as well. So there you can see what it looks like on visual mode. So now if we flip it back to performance mode, you can see that, I mean, now the game is running slightly smoother, but it's not much, and like there is a significant graphical downgrade. As you can see, there's around the hair and stuff is when you notice it the most. I'll try to get it. Look, you can see there's a lot of like, I don't know, is that like shimmering around the hair? So for anybody wondering if they should go out and buy this game day one, I don't think you should. I'm almost borderline. I'm gonna give it another like couple of hours maybe. But if the performance doesn't pick up, which let's be honest, it probably won't. I think I'm gonna put this game down and wait for a couple of patches. The only issue is Jedi Fallen Order had the exact same issues at launch, and they seem to only really be fixed once the PS5 version came around. Like there was another frame drop. I'm not hopeful for this game being fixed anytime soon. Apparently, according to the reviews, there was a day one patch that was going to sort it all out. I have the day one patch installed, so I can only imagine what the reviewers were looking at. And considering this game is sitting at like 86 on Metacritic, I don't think this game is an 86 because of the performance. Yeah, that's Jedi Fallen Order. Right now, I'm probably going to drop it. I'll give it another hour or two. I don't recommend you buy it. Wait for a couple of patches. This is the first time I've ever really made a video like this, but it is actually pretty atrocious. So I do not recommend this game right now. Wait for a couple of patches, and hopefully it'll be fixed. Because when the performance is running well, I'm really enjoying this game a lot. Like these open areas, like look at how much bigger this area is compared to pretty much anything in the original. Just even this little plateau part here. There's just a lot more to do. You're walking around like that thing over in the distance there, that blue thing. That is some secret that has something that I can't unlock yet. I must need a new power. So, like, I'm excited at the prospects of playing this game. But right now, the performance just isn't there. So, I don't recommend this game right now. So, this is a short one. But I really appreciate you watching. Let me know if you're going to pick up this game. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Join the Discord down below. See you all in the next video. Goodbye.